The seasons have turned here and winter has arrived with its first real frost. It's a time when the land tests you. Some plants thrive in the cold, others give up quietly, and every job seems just a little harder in the biting wind. This week has been a mix of everything. Rushing to cover the gardens before the frost hit, fighting the wind with scraps of frost cloth and stubborn determination, harvesting the last of the chillies and capsicum before the cold claimed them, pulling up grama vines and filling the compost bays with what's left of summer. There were good moments too. New seedlings going into the soil, a wheelbarrow full of grammas to cure in the sun, and even a few new plants. Not everything went to plan, of course. It rarely does out here. We got bogged trying to get some firewood. Paul's been battling to bring some old mowers back to life, and Eli had to spend his 19th birthday in hospital. But that's the way of things out here off-grid. Wins and losses all tangled together. So come with me. Let me show you what's new in the garden and what we're preparing to do for the cold weeks ahead. I transplanted fennel, carrots, Swiss chard. I also sowed more garlic cloves. I've transplanted rocket and celery, beetroot and red onions. And celtuce, all gifts from Lana, our permaculture teacher. The first frost has been forecast to come tonight. You can feel it in the air. I'm not sure if it will because of all the wind that's about, but it is freezing. I think I've picked the windiest day known to mankind to put this frost cloth up. The police pay us a visit to make sure Paul's firearms are stored safely. I bet you they had a laugh at me putting my frost cloth up. I'm over wrestling with this frost cloth. The wind is so cruel today, tearing at everything I tried to secure. I don't have the proper clamps, just bits of old ties, bits of wire and heavy rocks or whatever, but it doesn't seem to be working. Every time I get one corner peg down, the wind just rips another free. It's not great, but it might be enough to keep the frost off tonight. Paul's cutting this grama vine back because it's not going to survive the cold anyway, and we'll use the green vines that are left over to go into the new compost bins that we're building. We'll have to go around and harvest all the grammas that are left on the ground before the frost comes.
I wonder if you can eat them like that, like we had the, what do we have?
Zucchini.
Yeah, baby zucchini flowers and that.
Out here, I've started marking time by the way trees lose their leaves, the way the soil feels under my boots, and by what dies and what decides to grow again.
That was a bit tricksy.
Yeah.
Some plants fight the cold, and some let go with grace. I reckon both are brave in their own way. It's strange the things you grieve without meaning to, and stranger still, the joy when they return.
Well, the good thing is, none of the other gutted parts leaking, and it's not leaking on the inside like it was. So I think I fixed all that, which is good. So what I have got as well, Tina, is I've got your scooper, and I just going around.
I've been cutting up our old plastic milk bottles to make like plant tags, and when the top with the little bit handle bit is the part cut off, Paul's been using that to scoop the rainwater out of the buckets that have come from the veranda, and he's watering the plants with it. The old greenhouse tables that were gifts from Christy, Scott and Lincoln are earning their keep. I've propped the frost cloth over top of them to make a kind of tunnel over the beds. It's not pretty, but it might be enough to keep the worst of the frost off tonight. We're heading to town tomorrow to get more frost cloth. So it's 6 a.m. and it's minus 3.5 degrees Celsius. And the frost came in a big way. And even the chickens are cold. This morning was bitter and ice covered the windscreen. We won't be going anywhere for a while. Oh, there's water in the creek again.
Yeah, look.
Our little creek, the one that's been dry for a couple of years now, has water in it. And we just sat there and looked at it for a while, letting the moment sink in. The trees are bare now, their branches like black laced against the sky. There's a stark beauty to them though. It reminds me that life is still there, just sleeping. And as usual, I got distracted in the nursery. I can't help myself. I came home with some new plants and I can't wait to see the beautiful colours. This one is a Leptospermum burgundy queen. It's an evergreen shrub with burgundy flowers, and we got a liquid amber for autumn colour. This one will be absolutely beautiful, and a bay tree for the kitchen garden. This baby bay is a much smaller and quicker growing bay tree with an upright form growing to about 2 meters tall. They look fabulous on their own or as part of a small hedge, and it's perfect for use in cooking. I use bay leaves all the time, so this is going to be so useful. Plus, they don't need a lot of water. Bonus! The wind hasn't let up. Every morning I'm back out there fixing up frost cloth that's blown loose overnight. The first frost has definitely killed all the grama vines now. Paul and I pulled them all up, hunting through all the long grass for the grammas on the ground, and they all ended up in a wheelbarrow. Most of them aren't completely ripe yet, but I'm hoping they'll cure a bit in the sun. We sat them on a rack by the shed, where they can catch whatever warmth we get. One of them split when I dropped it, and another was already cracked from the rain, but maybe they'll last long enough for us to enjoy them. Nothing goes to waste here. The wind had finally quieted, just enough for the smoke to rise steady from the little chimney on the shed. It didn't go straight up, not in this kind of air. It drifted low, like a veil stretched across the hills, slow and soft, trailing grey ribbons over the paddocks. The sky behind it was washed in pink, that kind of winter pink that only lasts a few minutes, like the day is trying to make peace before it lets go.
Yeah, and because that one's got a few bits missing. And on this side is the back of the pallet where what bits are missing. So that's where the wire will at least help keep some of the stuff in there. Yeah. And then this was going to be the third of these both. That one I think is an old Shep pallet, which has got the methyl bromide. And this one is just thin and flimsy. And this one's all termite eaten.
It's cold out here. Eli spent his 19th birthday in hospital again for surgery, Poor thing, wasn't too happy about it, but the nurses brought him a little cake. It's those small kindnesses that mean the most, especially when you're far from home comforts. We put some frost cloth sides on the table tunnels. It's getting cold quickly and we got to -3 degrees last night. We had it out to get some firewood on the property, but we got bogged.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Look at that one. They're just spinning. Front wheel moving. Maybe I just unlocked them. Yeah. That will make a difference. Psycho dog. What's she doing?
Puppy Truffles has jumped into the dam for a swim.
What's she doing, puppy?
And when we finally got there, neither of the chainsaws would work.
So the good sharp chainsaw has a leak in the fuel line, so it won't start. And the chainsaw that starts, chain's really blunt and a few teeth missing. So as you can see, our huge pile.
We've got just enough wood left to keep the fire going for one more night. After that, we'll just have to figure something out. We might just have to buy wood until the chainsaws can be repaired. Puppy Truffles has to stay in the back of the ute, in the tray back there, because she's all wet from her swim. And it's moments like this, with the cold in your bones and the dirt on your hands, and you're nowhere near finished a job, that you feel the weight of this life most. Since our ride-on lawnmower broke a while back and we've been borrowing our neighbours for a while, Paul went out and bought 2 30-year-old mowers to fix up. They don't work, and they were $150 for 2 of them. One is Murray, and if we can get him going, he's going to be my garden buggy. I'm already dreaming about towing the soil and compost around in a little trailer instead of trying to do it all by hand. It's a bit hard to show you under this frost cloth, but the veggies are all doing really well since we put the frost cloth over them. They're loving it in there. After a few days of cleaning up the yard, the compost bin is about probably a third full already.
There's nitrogen. That's all
It needs water.
the chook stuff. I put them before. That's a layer of nitrogen, and all the green on top. But we could put more green from all the pumpkin vines.
Paul finally got the mower running. It cuts pretty well, but it's very unpredictable. It's really hard to get moving, but once it's moving, it goes really fast and it's hard to stop. It's a bit dangerous. Good luck slowing it down. It's not a machine so much as a wild animal on wheels. But I swear he loves it. I think he thinks it's like riding a bull. He goes flying past, hair blowing in the wind and grin as wide as a boy's. He says he's testing it, trying to work out the different parts that aren't working, but I know he's really just enjoying himself. The actual mower part of it is working pretty well. There's something about bringing an old machine back to life, something proud in it, even if it's still half broken and mostly terrifying. I just stood there laughing at him, watching him careen around like some kind of off-grid cowboy. It might be dangerous, it might break down tomorrow, but out here sometimes joy looks like a half-fixed mower and a man who refuses to give up on it. I'm just going to pick what's left of all the capsicum and chillies before the plants die completely. This morning, everything is white with ice again. The steps to the bathroom are covered in ice and very slippery. Truffles follows me out when I go to let the chickens out, even though she knows she's not supposed to. She's a bit of a pain like that.
Puppy, out. Puppy, quick. Out. Quick. Puppy, come. Truffles, come. Quick. Come on. Truffles. Oh my gosh, Truffles. Come. Truffles, listen, come. Thank you. You're not allowed in there. It's freezing. You're still alive in there, chookies? Oh. No.
I think I can hear the kettle whistling for a nice hot cup of tea.
Oh. Jeez. Oh my gosh. My hands are frozen.
The chooks were slow to leave the coop this morning, scratching at the frozen ground like old men stretching stiff legs. The ice lingers longest in the shady spots. I'll have to remember that only frost-hardy crops can be on this shady side of the shed next year. Winter's here now, there's no denying it, and the season forces you to slow down, makes you pay attention. Every leaf that survives feels like a gift. Every warm meal a little victory. And that's what this life is. It's not just about everything going right, it's about persistence.